Hello everyone, this is Roshni Abhirami, a legal intern with LEXIS and Company. Today I'll be dealing with the Act of Special Marriages Act 1954. So basically, before independence, there was this particular Law Commission's report, that is the first Law Commission's report in 1872, which stated the requirement for a Special Marriage Act for people who didn't belong to the same community or who didn't belong to a community which had their own personal laws for marriages and everything. So in such a case, a Special Marriage Act was required. So Special Marriage Act was implemented in India. So the people who did not belong to the religions of Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism or Parsism had a requirement for their own law for getting married. So thus this particular law was implemented. But when you look into it, there were certain flaws or so many errors in the particular first Special Marriage Act. That was the Indian Divorce Act was not applicable for the Special Marriages Act of 1972. Basically, if you have to get divorced after getting married under the Special Marriages Act, based upon the 1872 Act of Special Marriages, you cannot get a divorce under Indian Divorce Act of 1869. Thus, there was so many confusion across the country based upon this particular thing, and later in 1922 the requirement that Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists and Jains to renounce their faith in order to marry under this act was modified, but only Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists and Jains. So basically in this particular if you had to get married according to the previous Special Marriage Act, you have to renounce or give away your faith in the particular religion. That is, if you are a Hindu, you have to give away your faith in order to get married in this particular act, or if you are Muslim, you have to give away your Islamic culture and everything in order to get married in this particular act. So these were the conditions that were provided under the previous Special Marriage Act. So after India got independence in the year 1954, the Nehru government brought in a new law, that is for the Special Marriages Act of 1954. In this particular law, certain errors were rectified and the previous Special Marriages Act was repealed. This is something that we have to keep in mind. So this time the rule was expanded to cover inter-caste marriages, wedding or as well as inter-religious marriages. So if we all know that Hindu religion is something that is incorporated with so many castes and cultures. If you are and there has been frequent clashes between these castes and themselves. So if you are a Hindu, and not only Hindus, if you belong to a community which has castes in it, and if your castes are clashing with each other, you can get married according to Special Marriages Act. And even if your religions are clashing, if your religions aren't the same, you can get married according to the Special Marriages Act. This is something that the Special Marriages Act would permit us to do. It functions as a supplement to the existing personal laws. It is just a supplement to the personal laws and not a superior legislation or anything for the personal laws. The purpose of this legislation was to promote secular elements in the country, and neither party is required to alter their religions because the act has no bearing on religion. Before, we all knew that the particular person shouldn't have a religion in order to get married under the Special Marriages Act. Right now, in this particular Act of 1954, you can have your religion, you can follow any faith, you can follow anything, because this particular Special Marriage Act follows secularism, the concept of secularism, and thus promotes every religion, and you can have your faith with yourself. So these are some of the important things that you have to keep in mind with regards to Special Marriages Act. Right now, I'll be dealing with few important provisions or the procedure that are given under the Special Marriages Act on what and all has to be done while you getting married in the as per the Special Marriages Act. So basically, Section 4 is a very important principle that you have to keep in mind. It establishes several fundamental conditions, such as neither party should have an existing controlling spouse, or neither party should have a relationship with another woman at this their party's ages, and the idea of forbidden relationship, and everything is mentioned under section 4 of the Special Marriages Act. And let me move on to section 5. Section 5 requires the parties to submit a notice declaring their intention to marry as per schedule 2 format of the marriage officer of the district. So basically, if you want to get married to the other person, you have to submit a form as provided in the schedule 2, that will be given by the marriage officer, and by providing that particular form to the officer, you can register for your marriage. And what happens in the section 6 provides that after the marriage officer receives such notification, he has to affix the true copy of such a document in the record books, as well as a copy or a copy of that true copy has to be placed in such a location of his office for a period of 30 days, where people can actually take a look at it, so that people could be able to view the people who want to get married, and just a witness, just a source of witness. It is done for people to witness this particular marriage. And section 7, as per section 7, the provision has been included to provide additional safeguards, stating that if there is an objection to the notice, if somebody has an objection with regards to this particular notice, and if somebody comes and tells you that this person is my husband, or this person is my wife, and this particular person cannot get married, and if this person is below the age provided as required under the Special Marriages Act, this person cannot get married. In such cases, the marriage officer can take particular action against the people and everything, and the marriage can be stopped. So thus section 7 talks about these things that are required for a proper marriage, and the requirement of a notice in the daily newspaper or in the place where people could see, and such notice is required. And section 15 and 16 speaks about the registration of marriage, and if no complaints are filed by any parties with regards to the notice that is being placed in the daily newspaper or anything, if no such objection is raised, the marriage can be solemnized by the officer. So these are some of the very important things that couple or the people who want to get married according to the Special Marriages Act have to keep in mind, because it states so many rules that a person has to keep in mind, because India is a country with so many cultures and everything, and when such cultures are affected, it is going to affect the sentiments of so many people. Thus, informing people about the marriages, and for a peaceful life, this particular procedures have to be followed according to the Special Marriages Act. If you have any opinion regarding the Special Marriages Act, kindly drop it in the comment section. Thank you so much. Have a great day.